Hey, what's going on? I'd like to welcome you all to Water Your Soil. So this video is going to be about this car right here. It's the Discover It card. So this video is going to be about the Discover It secured credit card and how I graduated it. Now that was a while back, but if you're looking to graduate your Discover It secured credit card, this is the video that you want to stay tuned for, alright? So let's get into it. Alright, so let's discuss the Discover It secured credit card and how I got my Discover It secured credit card and how I was able to graduate my card. So we got to go back in time. This goes all the way back to 2015. 2015 is when I first got my Discover It secured credit card, and I'm going to walk you through the story of how it happened. Back then, it really wasn't any YouTube videos giving information on the Discover It secured credit card. It was none. I mean, you maybe could find one or two videos regarding it, but a lot of the videos on YouTube were in regards to credit for the most part. Of course, you had some credit card videos, but for the most part, it was a lot of videos about credit and how to do dispute letters and things of that nature, right? So what I did is I Google searched the article, and I can't remember this lady's name, and I regret it. But I'm 100% gracious to her because I went and I read her article, and it was on the Discover It secured credit card. So her article on the Discover It secured credit card is what inspired me to go and apply. So this is how I went about doing it. Before I get into how I graduated the card, I'll tell you how I went about getting the card in the first place. So what I did is I went to discover.com. Mind you, I'm gonna rewind it back a little bit. Prior to this, I had really no experience with credit cards. I had a Best Buy credit card. I'm sure you saw that video about my experience with the Best Buy credit card. You could check that out over here. But anyways, I had experience with the Best Buy credit card. I had absolutely no clue what I was doing with this credit card. I only knew two things: to pay and to pay on time. Of course, I would only pay the minimum payment that I needed to pay, but I never was late with that card. I always paid on time, but I had no clue of utilization, how to use it, so I'm just maxing out the card. I had no clue about anything prior to that. So when I got the Discover It secure, well, when I applied for the Discover It secure credit card, I was equipped with more information, especially from doing research and reading that lady's article. Mind you, this is around the time when my credit isn't good. My credit is in a bad place, and I was just doing research upon research upon research on credit and credit cards and things of that nature. So this is how I had to do it back then, because it wasn't like it is now. As you can see, my card is blue. That's how it was back then. It wasn't no gray card back then. Of course, I believe they had different options as far as colors you can get, but the Discover It secured card wasn't gray back then. So I guess you could say I'm like an OG vet from back then. But anyway, I went to discover.com and I applied for a Discover card because this was the way how you would be able to get a secured card back then with Discover. You had to apply for the original credit card. So I applied for the original Discover It card upon the lady's advice. I applied for the Discover It credit card. I didn't get approved, of course, because my credit wasn't in a good place. So after I didn't get approved, Discover referred me to apply for the Discover It secured credit card. And I applied and I was approved. I was approved, and my starting credit limit and my deposit was $200. So I had a $200 credit limit. Now we're gonna get into how I was able to graduate the secured card. And before I get into this, I wanna make something clear, because I've been noticing a trend in my comment section on some older videos and in regards to YouTube in general. Look, this is all subjective. When I get on here and I give advice towards things, this is based on my experience and experience of others that I have helped over the years. I have helped numerous people achieve good credit. I have helped numerous people get approved for credit cards. So I'm sharing that with you. Whether or not you take my advice is strictly up to you. The goal is to get to the finish line. It doesn't matter how you get there. The goal is to get to the finish line. So if you feel someone else has better advice in order to get to the finish line, by all means, go right ahead and take their advice. But over here, I'm gonna go off of my experience. I'm not reading out of a book. I'm not going off of what I saw on the internet forum. I'm going off of my own experience from me and helping those who I have helped over the years. And that's what I'm sharing with you all. So, since I had a $200 credit limit, this is what I did. I set aside, I wanted to keep my utilization under 10%. Now, keep in mind, back then, this is like 2015. Back then, you know, in the credit card communities and the credit communities, everyone was telling everyone to make sure their utilization is under 30%. But based on the research that I did and the information I came across throughout that time, I decided I wanted to keep mine under 10%. So I decided to keep my utilization under 10%. Since my credit limit was $200, that means I could spend no more than $20 per month. So I was cool with that. I was like, okay, I'll set this aside to $20 per month. I'll set it aside for gas, or I'll set it aside for go get something to eat or some groceries or something like that. But I knew every month I was gonna spend no more than $20. Some months I would do 15. Some months I would do 20. Some months I would do 10. But long as I kept my utilization under that 10%, I was cool. So $20 or less every month. That's number one. Number two, I made sure I paid after I received my bill. I did not pay before I received my bill. I paid after. Maybe someone is telling you to pay before you receive your bill, and that's fine. I don't know. I don't know the result of that. Now you have to go on their advice. But over here, and what I teach people is to pay after you receive your bill. So once you receive your bill, and once I received my bill back then, I paid off, of course, the balance. So this went on for a good 10 months. Then around month 10, I get an email and it says, hey, I'm paraphrasing right now, of course. It says, hey, basically, your card graduated. It didn't necessarily use the word graduated, but it said, we're giving you your deposit back. And of course, that meant that the card graduated. So, you know, that's when I first started building up a rapport with Discover. And over time, it just has been great for me. But that's how it got started. Now, the interesting thing is there are people who I have helped over time, and their card graduated far before mine. Some of them in 7 months, some of them in 6 months. There's no guarantee with this because every credit report is different. Some people have some things on their credit report that may delay their graduation date. You know, maybe it'd be beyond a year. You never know. But so far, everyone that I have helped get a Discover It Secure credit card has graduated. Now, this is on a consultant personal level. This is not on a YouTube level. I don't know who was approved off of the YouTube video that I did expressing how to apply for Discover It Secure credit card. By the way, check that video out because it walks you through the whole process of how to apply for the Discover It Secure credit card. So if you're someone who's considering getting that card, you want to check that video out. It's very important because that video, watch the whole video because it's a full walkthrough on the website. I go on the website and walk you through step by step, literally. So you want to check that out if you plan on applying for the Discover It Secure credit card. But anyways, like I said, whether it's my advice or someone else's advice, the goal is to achieve being accepted and approved for the secured credit card, the Discover secured credit card, and also to graduate. Whether it's from my advice or anyone else's advice, all I care about is you graduating your card and graduating it in a timely manner. But anyways, this is Water Your Soil. You're gonna be able to find different videos of how to apply for the Discover It Secure card, American Express, all types of videos regarding credit and credit cards on this channel. That video as far as how to apply for the Discover It secured credit card is gonna be right over here in this corner over here. Check that video out, especially if you plan on applying. It's pretty simple as far as the steps you need to follow. I pretty much gave you the blueprint, on how I did it. This is my advice on how I did it. It's pretty simple once you are approved on how to get it, how to graduate. Another thing you got to make sure you do is make sure you're on time with the rest of your bills that you have. That's important as well. And make sure you're keeping your hard inquiries down. If I could give you any advice while you're in possession of a secured credit card, keep your hard inquiries down. Don't go and just apply for everything. Keep your hard inquiries down. But anyways, I'd like to thank you all for watching Water Your Soil. If this video helped you in any way, be sure to hit that like button. Also, be sure to subscribe. This is still a new channel, and I could use all the subscribers that I could get. So be sure to hit the like button. I thank you all for watching me. Hey, this video, how to apply for the Discover It secured credit card. I appreciate you all for watching. I'm out.